My wife's rich family demanded that I sign a prenuptial agreement, and she cheated. Now, she's begging to reconcile because I'm leaving her penniless. She's very close to her mother and can't imagine a life where her parents aren't married. Christy tells me that her mother realizes her mistake and will do whatever it takes to make things right. She says I owed it to the family to work things out. I refused and told her it wasn't her place to make those demands. Since then, the only time Christy talks to me is when she's sobbing and asking me not to destroy the family. I understand that this is hard for her and offered to pay for therapy so she can cope. But she said there wouldn't be anything to cope with if I weren't trying to divorce her mother. Since Christy is being too emotional to act within reason and refuse therapy, I have resolved to limit contact until after the divorce. However, my other children say Christy's behavior is worsening. Update: I have a scheduled sit down with her to explain that what goes on between her mother and me is not her fault and that I can't ever go back to a woman who deceived me in such a big way. I told her that I try to be as forgiving and empathetic as possible but will never tolerate people who lie with malicious and selfish intent and try to cut them out of my personal life as much as possible. I was very calm when I said this and tried to be as loving as possible to my child, but it didn't work. Christy ended up breaking down and again tried to get me to convince me not to divorce her mother and just forgive her.